In this video, we have another local inspired perfume review. The name of the brand is called Scentimental. Is this something worth our attention, or is it just another inspired perfume brand? Let's find out in this video. The man behind the brand Scentimental is named Abram Abisamis, which is a young aspiring perfumer, and he made these inspired perfumes. And Scentimental sent me these 3 perfumes. This will be their first perfume release. We have Blood, Good Girl, and Alpha Male. But before we proceed to the scents, let me show you the packaging. This came to me in a box that looks like a gift. Okay, parang ang perfect niyang i-gift to someone because, it does look like a gift. You open it by taking off the ribbon and then there's the perfume inside. These bottles look like Louis Vuitton bottles, so it looks very elegant. And though it looks like Louis Vuitton bottles, please know that this is not magnetic cap. And these perfumes are in 50 ml eau de parfum concentration. Let's first talk about Blood, which is inspired by Bleu de Chanel. And for those who are also followers sa TikTok ko, you know na it's very difficult apparently to copy Bleu de Chanel. No, it's very simple yet hard to copy. What makes this perfume stand out to me, personally, is this is probably the first inspired perfume brand that actually smells like Bleu de Chanel. This has to be around 80% very similar to Bleu de Chanel. That's fresh, spicy, blue DNA of Bleu de Chanel is definitely in here, and this is by far the closest Bleu de Chanel I've tried. And when you observe the scent, it does smell like a higher quality inspired. Normally, mga inspired perfumes, I don't get this kind of parang alive, parang lively scent. Parang it's more lively off of my skin. For some reason, I do get this parang bright, citric, kind of parang Sprite feeling to it. Alam mo yung parang almost fizzy. And I like that. I don't get this kind of behavior sa mga inspired perfume. So whatever they did to this fragrance, they did a very good job. And for a freshly inspired like this performs really well on me. I get about 5 hours longevity with above average projection for an inspired perfume. So it's a nice, diffusive, Bleu de Chanel inspired. No? Hindi siya yung parang normal inspired perfume na parang pag spray mo, mamaya wala na, hindi mo na siya detect. But this, upon wearing, I get about moderate projection around mga 45 minutes or so. So yes, definitely it's above the typical performance ng isang inspired. That's good news because this is another parang step up sa mga inspired perfume brands that offers this kind of quality and better performance. So sa mga naghahanap ng inspired, affordable Bleu de Chanel dyan, we finally discover the one that you're looking for. I even like this one better than the original Bleu de Chanel because this doesn't have that overly spicy, peppery opening na parang medyo, yun actually parang ayoko sa Bleu de Chanel. Parang mabango naman siya, but the opening is, to me, is harsh and spicy, and I'm not a fan. But this is just bright and citric and fresh and blue. So it's nice. I like it. This is a must try. Blue by Scentimental. Now they release a fragrance for women. This is inspired by Carolina Herrera Good Girl. This is G Girl, okay? And Good Girl from Carolina Herrera is one of my favorite scents for women. Actually, I find it really sexy. I know it's one of those parang common scents, pero it's sexy in my opinion. So it's sweet, parang kind of mysterious, strong, independent woman that's also quite seductive, manamit. Alam mo yun, that's what I see in this fragrance. It is in a stiletto shaped bottle, which is very iconic, and that I think is the perfect picture of this fragrance. It's very sexy, it's seductive, a woman that can actually pull off to dress with a stiletto on. And the good thing is, this is performing, and this is way above the common or typical performance ng isang inspired. Projecting talaga siya. I get moderate to strong projection for the next 1 to 1.5 hours maybe. And it's also long lasting. I get about 6-7 hours, more than a day on clothes. By the way, same sa Blood. It stayed like 8-9 hours on my clothes. This, probably like 10 to 12 hours on my clothes. So this is quite potent for an inspired. And in terms of the copy, I had a bottle of that. This smells very similar, probably around 85 to 90% similarity with Good Girl. It's amazing. Next is Alpha Male, which is inspired by Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. Now this one is another amazing copy of Ultra Male. There are nuances that I don't normally get sa mga inspired. This is super potent, sweet, vanillic, bubblegummy sweet, kind of leathery, earthy feels to it. It smells like a real Ultra Male. Alam mo yun, parang may konting separation of notes pa ako nakukuha, which is, well, if Mr. Abram is a perfumer, maybe he uses some good quality ingredients in here. In the dry down, I did get this parang leathery accord that I do get sa original Ultra Male. Not all inspired nakukuha yun, to be honest. This one nakuha niya. Very, very nice. I like the darkness that parang oriental, parang kind of vanillic tonka bean leather at the base. This feels like an original fragrance to me. Actually feels like a clone, to be honest with you. And speaking of clones, the performance of Alpha Male is a little bit short on the clones, but definitely way above the performance ng isang Inspired. This lasted on my skin for about 6 to 7 hours. That's not normal Inspired longevity. With about the same power with Good Girl when it comes to the projection, I get 1 to 1.5 hours moderate to strong projection. So it is amazing for an Inspired na mag-perform. The man did a good job on this one. And napansin ko with the Sentimental perfumes, hindi sila yung Inspired perfume na pagka mga 10 to 15 minutes, malabnaw na sila on skin. This one is not. Based on my experience, even like 2 hours na on my skin, nandiyan pa rin sila, na medyo potent pa rin. And again, I like that it's floating, it's quite diffusive off of my skin, which is again not normal sa mga Inspired perfumes. So in this price range, this has to be the best Ultramale Inspired, okay? Later on pag-usapan natin yung price, but this has to be the best Inspired ng Ultramale na try ko. It's the most potent, it's the most performing on this price range, alright? So speaking of price range, a 50 ml bottle of Sentimental perfumes is 399 pesos. So considering that price plus the quality that I experience that I get and the overall performance, this is definitely above average na isang Inspired. I think this is another step up, another brand that step up their game para naman mabigyan tayo ng more than what we pay for. Decent packaging, high quality juice for its price. Those are my thoughts about Sentimental perfumes. I think they have a Shopee, Lazada, and TikTok shop. I'll try to link it down in the description and also in the pinned comment section. With that having said, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.